December 5th, 2025 is the day when the movie adaptation releases for Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and with that day marching closer and closer, we're bound to see the toy animatronics return to center stage for the first time since 2014. And as Toy Freddy leads the fray on the red carpet debut, let's talk about the top 10 facts about Toy Freddy in Five Nights at Freddy's. So, up at number 10 is that the toy animatronics were built with facial recognition systems and advanced mobility motor response AI, allowing them to move around during the day. This was mentioned by Phone Guy during Night 1 of Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and this is no exception to Toy Freddy. The toy animatronics are all wired to some kind of criminal database, so they can detect a predator a mile away. Phone Guy even goes on ahead and says how this establishment should be the safest place on Earth, seeing how this band of animatronics were built to protect. These enhancements built into the toy animatronics aren't all sunshine and rainbows, however, because it is mentioned by Phone Guy during Night 4 of Five Nights 2 that the characters have been acting very unusual, almost aggressive towards the staff. They interact with the kids just fine, but when they encounter an adult, they just stare, basically insinuating that the toys have been hacked or tampered with, likely for something that happened later that week. And now for fact number 9 is that whenever Toy Freddy enters the office, he'll always stay attached to the right side of the office. In fact, he is the only animatronic to do this, whether it's one of the toys or one of the originals. They all either stand on the left, the middle, the ceiling, or animate from the right to left. Toy Freddy just seems to stick to the right side all by himself. This trend furthermore continues in Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted, as Toy Freddy will stick to the right side of the hallway. And now for number 8 is that Toy Freddy actually has a voice. That's right, Toy Freddy can actually speak, with the goofy voice provided by Darren Roebuck. He portrays Toy Freddy's voice lines through Ultimate Custom Night and Five Nights at Freddy's AR Special Delivery. As a toy animatronic, Toy Freddy was built to be as child-friendly as possible in design, and his voice box is no exception, giving him a cartoonish and goofy speech pattern. Toy Freddy has a lot of funny voice lines that really resonate with fans, especially in Ultimate Custom Night. In fact, one of those voice lines is actually referenced in Special Delivery.
That's what you get for leaving me hanging!
That's what you get for leaving me hanging!
And now for number 7 is that Toy Freddy is one of the few animatronics that are never seen to use the vents. The others are Old Freddy, Old Foxy, Old Golden Freddy, and the Marionette, making him the only toy animatronic, with the exception of the Marionette, to never use the vents. The vents are a stealthy mode of transportation for the animatronics to get into your office. They are located on the left and right, connecting with party rooms 1 and 2. The reason Toy Freddy doesn't use the vents isn't specifically mentioned by Scott Cawthon, but the most popular theory is that Toy Freddy is far too large to even enter the vents. I think it's fair to say, when putting Toy Freddy in comparison to any other animatronic, let's just say he's not as slim as the rest. So it's honestly quite plausible that he literally just can't fit inside. Another theory is that Toy Freddy acts like the alpha male in FNAF 2, meaning he doesn't try to sneak up on his prey. He takes the time to study his target, learn their weakness and shortcomings, and exploits them, which he actually does, since Toy Freddy is the slowest animatronic in the game. Henceforth, Toy Freddy stares down and intimidates his prey like a strong leader would, showcasing his fortitude and dominance. And now for number 6 is that unlike the original Freddy Fazbear, who has an alternate version of himself, Golden Freddy, who came prior to his time, Freddy's counterpart, Toy Freddy, simply does not have one, and there is no mention of a toy Golden Freddy anywhere. I just find this very interesting, since both Freddys have so much in common, whether status, mechanics, behavior, or branding. I suppose a golden variant was out of the question with the toys. Honestly, I don't think there's any reason for a toy Golden Freddy to need to exist. FNAF 2's roster is already as big as it needs to be, and there would definitely be some lore inconsistencies regarding Fredbear's importance and stance within Fazbear Entertainment's beginnings, and throwing in a toy Golden Freddy would jumble everything up. Toy Golden Freddy is one of the earliest hoaxes of the community, and although there is no shortage of fans discussing the possibilities and creating fan renditions of what Toy Golden Freddy would look like, these even span all the way to the present, where people have edited Toy Freddy from the movie to see what this unexercised character would look like. Shout out to Reddit user Mr. T4873 for creating this. And now for fact number 5 is that Toy Freddy appears as a main antagonist in 4 mainline FNAF games. He's seen heading Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Ultimate Custom Night, Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted, and Five Nights at Freddy's AR Special Delivery, each of which, respectively, he plays a very important role in gameplay. Toy Freddy furthermore appears as a character you can add to your party in the turn-based RPG spin-off title, FNAF World, as well as the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. But it doesn't just end there, because Toy Freddy makes a few cameos here and there throughout the series. In Five Nights at Freddy's 3, Toy Freddy, particularly his top hat, can be seen visible in the box filled with toy animatronic scraps. In Five Nights at Freddy's 4, there is a little girl with a pink shirt and red bow, playing with toy figurines of the toy animatronics, Toy Freddy included. In Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, Toy Freddy can be seen on a poster that says, "The new face of fun," in an employee washroom. And finally, in Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted 2, Toy Freddy makes an appearance in Fazcade's Fazerblast FNAF 2 minigame. Each of these listed off, Toy Freddy does not have an overly significant role, only seen as cameos. And then for fact number 4, the more closer Toy Freddy gets to you, the more his mouth opens. What I'm saying is that each stage Toy Freddy gets a little closer to the office, his mouth can be seen opening wider and wider. His starting point on the show stage, his mouth is closed, but every camera he hops closer, his jaw drops further down. Sorta similar to Chica in the first game. The reason Toy Freddy does this is unclear, but I take it that just like his creepy, lifeless black eyes, this is a subtle feature that makes Toy Freddy even scarier. It can be noted that this somewhat retains in Help Wanted 1, but isn't as exaggerated as it was originally, as well as in Special Delivery, this fact isn't retained at all. And now for fact number 3 is that, unlike his original counterpart, Freddy Fazbear, Toy Freddy is actually active during Night 1 and 2, as Freddy from the first game is not. He's only active starting on Night 3. I find this to be quite interesting that, even though both Freddy's mechanics are similar, like studying the Night Guard or even starting off as a slow antagonist and building up momentum as the game progresses, or even how both of them hold their microphones while maneuvering the pizzeria, Toy Freddy has a different way of doing things and marches to the beat of his own drum, so to speak. He's a lot quicker to act than the original Freddy. This was very likely added as a curveball to the player, frightening them, seeing how unlike before, you'll have to learn how to deal with this game's Freddy right off the bat. And now for fact number 2. In FNAF 4's victory minigame after Night 3's completion, Toy Freddy and the other toy animatronics can be seen as figurines being played with by a little girl. At one point in the past, Scott had mentioned this detail to be significantly important, especially regarding Toy Chica's beak disconnected. Some people believe this helped to fuel the dream theory, which has been referenced quite a few times through books or even the movie adaptation since then, basically implying that the course of FNAF 1, 2, and 3 were all dreams the bite victim dreamt during his coma state before death, and never actually took place. There is also debate that these figurines were the inspiration behind the toy animatronics designs, ergo being designed off of literal toys. These figurines existed in 1983, whereas the toy animatronics in all their glory weren't introduced until 1987. Thinking about the dream theory, people speculate that these figurines represent how Crying Child is used to seeing these characters as characters on TV, or toys to play with. but really, they're just monsters. And now finally, for fact number 1. Toy Freddy is a very meta character. He wasn't always like this, but the community has facilitated many memes over Toy Freddy that eventually became heard by Scott and made them into a reality starting as soon as Ultimate Custom Night. Toy Freddy can be seen to connect with the player, almost as if he's representing us. During Ultimate Custom Night, he can be seen playing Five Nights with Mr. Hugs, which is obviously a poke at the series. He also has many silly dialogues that the community can relate to, like,
That game was totally rigged!
or things fans make fun of Toy Freddy for.
It's not my fault! I have these fat plastic fingers and can't press the buttons!
Referencing fans' depictions of Toy Freddy being, rotund. Even going as far to possibly reference things he's never witnessed but the player has.
That's what you get for leaving me hanging!
Either ignoring his gameplay, or in some theories' cases, referencing the maintenance technicians being hung in the sister location. And if none of you find that meta enough, then this should. In a 2015 Steam discussion post, Scott mentions something quite interesting about Toy Freddy. Quote, "You people don't understand Toy Freddy. He's a very reclusive and private animatronic. He spends his evenings curled up reading a good book. He doesn't like the limelight, so please be respectful of Toy Freddy. He's retired." End quote. So it appears that Toy Freddy retired in 2015, and most recently is living out his dreams as a gamer. Eat, sleep, game, repeat. So yeah, thanks for watching my video. Hope you guys did enjoy the top 10 facts about Toy Freddy. If you guys enjoyed it, please don't forget to leave a like rating on the video. Thank you so much for your support. And otherwise, why not subscribe for more Five Nights at Freddy's videos, facts, news videos, all that kind of stuff. And with all that in mind, I will most certainly hope to see you guys in the next video. Stay fresh.